Today, our girl came to the camera to tell us that she was in somebody's office building somewhere. A friend of her family let her use the space to sit, sleep. I'm not sure. She said the lady also gave her an air mattress, but she didn't want to stay there because it was in a weird area. It wasn't residential and the bathrooms were public. I have so many questions. Furthermore, she said that she wanted to get an extended stay hotel but did not have enough money. Now, I know that it is not daily that people are checking into hotels and getting hotels. I'm gonna tell you, this is a real life scenario, okay? I'm gonna give you two different scenarios. Last month, I went to Las Vegas, got a suite. It was somewhere around $300 per night. It was 2 rooms, a bathroom, and that's pretty much all that was included. Like, there was like no room service or anything like that. There was a refrigerator in the suite. We had like a big like hot tub and a nice view of the Las Vegas Strip, and it was on a high floor. Okay, that's not typical. It's Vegas. If something was going on, we went to the Beyonce concert, something was going on. There's always something going on in Vegas, but the hotel wasn't like one of those ones like where, like, there are hotels in Vegas that go for $500 or $600 a night. So it's like a mid-level 4-star hotel. Okay, that's not really realistic. I'm going to LA next month, and we have a double queen room in close proximity to the convention center, and it's $169 per night. It's a hotel. It's a 4-star hotel. Okay, double queen. So that's 1 room, 1 bathroom, 2 queen beds, hotel. Nothing's included in that. Not we even have to pay for parking. Okay. I'm saying this to say that a motel, and I'm gonna tell you the difference between a hotel and a motel. A motel in Florida, where she says she's at, there's no way that that room is more than $100 a night, even at extended stay. It's at max like $120, especially if you go to like an area where there's not really a lot going on. Okay, she should be able to get an extended stay for at no less than like $120 a night. Now, I watched her a couple nights ago, and I counted that she collected over $200. That was just like during the time I was watching it, because I don't watch the whole thing. Okay, there's no way that this girl hasn't collected enough money to have an extended stay room for the week. There's no way. Okay. So the difference between a hotel and a motel are the amenities. First of all, you're not going to find a hotel in a bad neighborhood. Okay. It's usually going to be somewhere where there is close proximity to amenities like shopping, grocery stores, malls, outlets, businesses, stuff like that. Okay, there's really not going to be any hotels like in the middle of like the ghetto, or in the middle of like a long stretch of highway. In general, typically those are motels. Motels you'll find like on long stretches of highway, in the middle of like the desert, in the middle of nowhere. You'll find them like next to truck stops and gas stations and inner city places. Usually, okay, motels don't have building structures, meaning they are typically like outside. So when you go to check into a motel, you usually pull up in the parking lot, walk to the office, check in, get your keys, walk up some stairs or an elevator or through a hallway to the room. Okay, the room is in close proximity to the office, to the parking lot, to the street. Okay, a hotel is usually in a building where you walk into a lobby, check in. There are amenities at hotels that motels don't have, such as gyms and workout equipment, and restaurants and bars. And some of them have laundry, some of them have dry cleaning, even some of them even have like courier services that carry your luggage from the lobby area up to your room. Some of them have parking attendants, some of them have bellhop, some of them have concierge where they will, you can call and say, hey, I want like to get a massage, or I'd like to see a show, or can you tell me what's going on in this area at this time and this date type thing. Hotels have convention centers, okay, attached to the dwelling, to the space. And then of course they're nicer. There's plush bedding and large bathrooms, and typically speaking, they have like cable and streaming services. What else? You may find that a hotel has a refrigerator in the room. You may find that the bathroom is full and complete, where like the sink, the tub, the shower, and the toilet are all in one space. Whereas in a motel, the sink is usually outside of the space where the shower and the toilet is. There's usually not so plush bedding. What else does a motel have that a hotel doesn't have? It's usually like a one room type setup where you have like the bed, and then maybe depending on what motel you're staying in, there's like a table and a chair, and then like a night table, and then a TV, if that. There's no streaming capabilities. There may sometimes be cable, but usually it's just like a local. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? No. And to give myself some time to like play around with my editing, I'm gonna insert some pictures of like a motel and a hotel. So motels are like Days Inn, Motel 6, Travelodge. Those are motels. Hotels are like the Marriott, the Hilton, Doubletree. Holiday Inn used to be a good hotel, but I don't know. Like, some of us don't really want to stay at Holiday Inn because it's becoming a little bit motel-y, in my opinion. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. So when she's saying an extended stay, I think when it comes to extended stay, those are residential. So I think those are just considered like residential suites, which depending on what area you're in can be considered motelish, just because they can be residential. And that, I don't know. I don't want to get into that because I don't want to offend anybody. But yeah, those are the differences, okay? And yeah, let me know if you have any questions, because I travel, and I like, I've stayed at quite a bit of different places, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to like hotels and stuff like that. So that's that. At this point in time, I don't believe that she's staying in an office space that someone doesn't use. And if you guys remember, she came when she first got to Florida, and she was coming in inconspicuous spots against white walls. It was because she was saying she was in her own place, but at the time that the internet detectives had determined that she was staying with her sister, and she didn't want her sister's house exposed, which is why she was behind a white wall. And this is that same behavior of, I don't want anybody to know where I'm at, so I'm just gonna go to a plain white wall. And you know, over this last week, she's come with, I'm homeless, I got robbed, I'm pregnant, now her little baby is sick. And I am disturbed because the day before yesterday, when I watched her on live for the short amount of time that I watched her, she announced that she was getting ready to smoke a cigarette and didn't care. And so I am not at all surprised when I hear that little baby's wet, constant cough. Because it doesn't matter if you open a window or smoke outside. That shit sticks to you. It sticks to your hair. And the baby's lungs don't have a filter. And you know, to hear her say something like, I don't care, I'm finna smoke. And to hear her say, I will never vape again. The vape is horrible. It has X, Y, and Z in it. It just sounds so ignorant, you guys. Listen, if this video looks a little weird, I am playing around with different settings on my iPhone and my Sony ZV-1 because I do make other content, you guys, and I'm so excited that it's doing so well, but I need you guys to come over and support. So if you ever want to break from this dreaded drama of a person, please come over and check me out. I film daily OOTDs for teachers, paraprofessionals, and the girls in corporate setting, and the guys too. And then I also post a video weekly, day in the life of just a working girl. Okay, just a working girl out here maintaining, you know, taking care of me and the fam. Okay, so if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, don't forget to come back and check me out. You know, the people are talking, and the people are saying that the people who are donating to Liv's Life, they're stupid. They, you know, she's playing them. It's a money grab, you know, whatever. And at the end of the day, here's what I'll say. It is not the responsibility of the givers of the world to manage what the takers are doing with the funds, okay? It is my experience, it's my belief, it's my opinion that if you are led or called to give, you give, okay? And then you will be blessed. And I stand on that. I stand by that. So if this lady is coming here telling us, you know, she's homeless and she doesn't have anywhere for her, you know, for her and her kids to go, and she needs money, then, you know, that's on her. And it's not true, then that's on her. But I really just want her to fix it. It baffles me how unembarrassed this lady is, like for real. And she was saying that she can't go to school and she's trying to get out of that area because I guess it's not the best area. I don't know. And someone in the comments was like, well, what are you going to do with AJ in his school? And she was like, oh, I didn't think about that. I thought I had everything figured out. And it's just like, girl, come on now. that lady is going to do what that lady wants to do. We've been here and we know that. Is she keeping the baby? Is she not keeping the baby? Is there a baby? Is she homeless? Is she not homeless? Is she still with the roommate? Is her family really around helping her and this is all about the money? We may never know. I have a feeling that eventually it will all leak out, as this girl's business usually does. But you know, all we could do is sit back and watch. And at this point, it's a movie. Like, it's a movie. The way that she has come here in the past week, I'm homeless, I've been robbed. Um, what was it? What was the third thing? I'm pregnant. Now the baby is sick. And I, if I'm not mistaken, just watched her smoke a cigarette. I don't, honestly, I left the live the other day before I actually saw her with my own eyes light up a cigarette. But I was there when she was like, I'm finna smoke, I don't care, whoopty whoopty whoop. And now that baby is coughing like that. And it's just like, she is constantly getting on here doing things which should be embarrassing to a person with dignity, to a person who cared about their image, right? But it's clear that she doesn't care because she's not embarrassed, and she's not going to stop, you guys, especially as long as she's getting the attention, because this is all about attention for her. You guys are saying it's about the money, baby. I think it's about the attention, if you ask me. Regardless, I really just don't want to spend too much time talking about that situation because it's a fool. And pray for the kids, okay? Look, that's all I have today. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to test out all of my gets and gadgets, my video quality this. I do now remember why I don't use that Sony ZV-1. Honestly, I'm not a camera person. I've always only used my iPhone, but it's getting to the point with my iPhone that I'm running out of storage. It's becoming too much and I need an alternative option. So I am considering a DJI product, but I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't jumping the gun and I couldn't use something that I already have. If you are a vlogger, YouTuber, or you film video content, let me know what camera you're using. Let me know what you think about Our Girl Lives Life down in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.